Alright, welcome to Hunting Habitat. I'm out to Firefly 40 today, and today I want to talk about access. Access. It's hands down one of the top 5, maybe the most important thing that you really need to hone in on and pay attention to and really make a good plan. And so I'm gonna take you on down the path and show you one of my access routes to one of our favorite spots on a little kill plot, and it's pretty close to bulletproof. It's not perfect, but it's really good. I very happy with it. So we've worked on the fence line clearing and access there quite a bit, and I'll walk you down and show you what we did to give ourselves good cover and how we can get in and out quiet and all that. All right. Some firewood for campfires. So here's what we've done. We've cleared this out about 5, 6, 7 feet. Some spots only 4 feet. And then early summer I come through and spray it one time just to keep the ground so it's, pretty clear. So here we're gonna slip in here as if we were gonna hunt in an evening. This is what I would do. So this next summer, I'll go in and, like I said, and spray this one time, and then I'll also leaf blow it. Get the leaves and any little sticks out of the way with a leaf blower. I think it's important to not be breaking sticks and stuff on your way in. Just one little extra thing. But I'll show you here where I kind of turn and go down towards the stand here. So right here, turn. Here's the stand. Slip through right here. So we'll head on down there. This is if we continue on to a few other stands, what it looks like. Oh. So this right here, you can see behind my shoulder here, right here. That's the interior trail I was talking about that parallels the fence line. So that's perfect for in the evening to get back out. All the deer are going to be out here in this field, and then you have all this right through here, right through here as cover. And then in the mornings, come down that trail, and then you walk out on the fence line when you leave after your morning hunt. Assuming you only sit till 11 or 1 or whatever. If you sit all day, then you probably go back out that. But hopefully that makes sense. It's nice to have the paralleling trails like that to give you that option, quiet and quick, and again, your scent's blowing back the same way you came in. So I won't sit it unless the wind is in that south to west, ideally southwest range. So, all right, I'm gonna take you down the rest of the trail and hop up in the tree stand and explain it a little more. So this one I have an old ladder up to there, hop across, and then over there's the, right here is the kill plot. I'm gonna climb on up here. I'll bring you along. Alright, so I made it up into the tree here. And I'm not gonna hop into the actual stand because we already loosened the straps for the year. So you can see behind me, you got that cut cornfield. And then in front of me, I'll swing over. You'll see the timber and everything we've been working on over here. So generally right back here, and over here. The lighter color is all bedding area that they like to bed in. It's an area that we stay out of pretty much the entire season. Is where the deer are bedding. And so we blow our wind back down this trail right here where we walked in at. And then the idea, let's go on this side of the tree. The idea is that the deer come out of those areas back there and they filter through this little clover plot and they transition their way out to ag over there to the left. Right here's the trail. Here. A bunch of the walnuts. There's one tree right here I need to cut. Right here. Oh, and there's two trails that come across this way. Go up into that bedding area there. And then one that goes down this hill, down that way, and over that way. So, makes it for a nice 20-25 yard shot. It's probably about 30 to the butt of that oak. The one thing that I like most about this setup is that I can get really, really close to the bedding area, really in general. I mean, a lot of times I think there's deer bedded within 60 to 80 yards, and a bunch more bedded 100 to 120, and then even more bedded, 200 and plus, but there's quite a few deer bedded at that 60 to 100 yard range. And when they get out of their bed, it doesn't take them long to work their way into this kill plot. But generally, the actual huge plus to this then is they don't like to stay on this little clover kill plot very long. It's just a staging plot. As soon as, right when it gets, right before it gets dark, they'll work their way out into this cut corn or beans, or this year it was corn. So it just depends. That makes a little bit of a difference too, but whether that's standing or not. But the nice thing is then after shooting time, the deer are usually not right here anyway. They're usually somewhere out in the ag field. So occasionally you have to sit an extra 5 minutes to let them finish working by you. And then you can slip down and out that trail. So, out that trail right there. So, it's pretty sweet. It's one of those deals, it's like, I like to sit a while, but if you don't have as much time some evening, you can still slip in for a couple hour hunt and be successful and not spooking deer. So, another thing I'll mention is finding, once you find the good access route and you got a good travel corridor, bedding to food, back and forth, then you need to make sure you got a tree that has significant or adequate cover to give you some back cover, and you're not hopefully not skylined, as that's probably not gonna work, or at least at some point it'll kick you in the butt. But this tree here, I don't know if I'll be able to show it since I can't get under the stand, but you can see here there's a lot of structure to it. Hit Y's a couple times, and your back's right against it, so there's no way that they'll see us unless you really are moving for some reason. But at least I really like oak trees and eastern red cedar. Those are probably my two favorite trees to put stands in. Cedars usually can hide pretty good in as well, but also you don't necessarily need to go super high. This is probably only 15 feet. 12 to 15 feet's adequate. So yeah, you can see the structure to this tree a little bit anyway. But this summer, once the clover greens up and stuff, I'll show that a little bit, see what it looks like with foliage on all the trees and shrubs and stuff. So this little kill plot's where I was working today on dropping a big white oak. It had died, and the tree's pretty big, so it still was providing quite a bit of shade, even though it was dead. But so that was this back here. So that was kind of fun to drop that, but made a pile of firewood while I was at it. I'll give you a little view over here, kind of where I've been working, doing some crop tree release around some of these walnut trees. But it's also thickening it up along this fence line where we access our other stands as well. How many people talk about access, but then a lot of people don't take it very serious. So I think it's the most important thing. You can have really good deer on your property and be going into what should be a good season, and you potentially could blow it on your first walk in or first sit, walking maybe back out or something after your hunt. So it's just something you need to really take into consideration and plan and think about it. And like I said, look at where the deer are bedding, where they're traveling to and from, and where can you ambush from the side. The way I like to look at it or think about it is think about the letter T, capital T or capital Y, where you're coming in on the bottom part of the T or the bottom part of the Y, and the deer are traveling in the top of the Y or the top of the T. So they're traveling this way, and you're coming in from over here, setting up, not ever crossing their trail, and blowing your wind back. So it seems pretty simple and obvious, but not very many people have their stand set up like that and are able to get back out after their hunt as well. So just a thought to consider. But that's kind of how I go about it. So here's a map. Hopefully you can see my mouse here. Here's the little staging plot that I showed you. All these blue lines are deer trails that work their way into here. In the afternoons working their way this way, in the mornings coming back generally. This lighter color is all bedding area that they like to bed in. It's an area that we stay out of pretty much the entire season. One setup is here. Pop in from the yard with the southwest wind, blow your wind back this way, and the line of movement is right here. So the shape of a capital T, like I was saying. This one here, you bop in, blow your wind back this way, and the line of movement's here. So again, the shape of a T.
the one I'm showing you in this video, you come down the fence line as I showed you, walking in, you bop in, and you blow your wind back this way, or even up this way, west, southwest, southwest, and you're getting this whole line of movement. So it's really close to bulletproof. There's spots that you can hunt more frequent because the deer are going to be very uneducated and they won't really know they're being hunted at all, is the goal, and should have a lot of good quality hunts from this. So I hope this map helps, and these are the areas we're going in and doing a lot of habitat work and beefing up these bedding areas to make it spots that you can predict with a higher percentage chances that they're going to be in these areas. Here, 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 and that's not very far from the stand for them to get up in daylight and be able to give you shots before it gets dark. So hope this helps and makes more sense and can be something that you can apply to your hunting, either private or public land.
Also, with all the work that I'm doing, specifically in those bedding areas that are down to the west, you know, I'm beefing them up and really making them good. That really good chance that you just know you can have a lot higher percentage of a chance of knowing where the deer are gonna be bedding at and coming from, rather than guessing. So by doing all the habitat work and TSI and creating those spots to key in on not having to guess, so that plays a big role. After you already have a good access route and a little plot with a good wind direction, a good line of movement that the deer already like to travel this spot, but then you add in the browse and the cover with all the chainsaw work, that just makes it really good. So it's a lot of fun to be able to improve the habitat and see the animals react to it and use it. So it'll be fun to video out of this spot in the future. Can't wait to bring some hunts from here. So I already crop tree released down there and right in here a little bit to get some firewood out yet. And then this is where it leads, right in here to this little kill plot. So there's the stand. So I'll be frost seeding this here sometime in the next week, hopefully. So here's my pile of firewood. So there's the stand back there. Show you the plot a little bit. So pretty good cover, like I said. Here's that big white oak I cut down. Beast. So here's the trail that they head out on. Right there. To lead out towards that destination food source. And they come up out of this right here. And then this trail right here. And then right over here. So they got three routes of access to come up into this. Obviously they could bring other trails too, but when you clean out the trail like that, you can generally predict where they're gonna come. So it's kind of nice for giving you better bow shots and being ready. So, yeah, this is the setup. Down there I did some more crabtree release and worked in the bedding area a little bit. And yeah, it's a fun setup. Be fun to shoot something here in the future. Looking forward to it. So all these things I've talked about are really important, but you know, if you don't have the time or ability to plant a little food plot, or you don't have a chainsaw and don't feel comfortable cutting or any of that stuff, you know, I still think and recommend to focus on your access. You know, just getting in and out of your locations that you are hunting, and maybe you're hunting public land. Doesn't need to be private land. Same stuff applies. And I just think focus on your axis, and you'll have a lot better success throughout the season. So keep that in mind. If you only had to pick one, pick axis.